I want to give a big round of applause to Tyler, the guy who I believe may have saved the gaming industry, as I'll get into in this video, because the gaming industry has been on its knees for something like this. EA, 2K, Activision, Rockstar, Ubisoft, just to name a few, they have been milking consumers for absolutely years with rubbish products year on year, focusing heavily on in-game transactions and taking years to develop a game. I mean, let's look at FIFA, which does soccer slash football video games, right? Every year it gets worse and worse, and they put more of an emphasis on the in-game FIFA points. I've not bought FIFA since FIFA 21 because I refuse to comply with this. 2K, same exact thing for basketball. Look at the Call of Duty franchise, right? When have they ever produced a good Call of Duty since, I want to say, before COVID? The last COD that I bought was the one that had Warzone in it. That's the last good thing Call of Duty have done, is bring in Warzone, and even that fell off. And then you look at Rockstar. Now, Rockstar, I don't want to get on their back too much because in my opinion, Grand Theft Auto 5 is the greatest game of all time. But I'm sorry, it should not be taking over a decade to release GTA 6. To put into perspective, when GTA 5 released, I was in primary school, which for those of you that are unaware with the British education system, that is equivalent to elementary school, right? Or middle school maybe. I've now gone through the entire education system. That's right. I've left primary school. I've gone on to middle school, high school, college. I've graduated from university. I've got my own degree diploma, and GTA 6 is still not released. And I've heard they might even push it to 2026.
Where's the defense? There's no support.
Right? Like, there's 10,000 people working at that company and they still can't release the game in under a decade. What is going on? And this one guy, Tyler, this one dev, came through and, in my opinion, made the best game of 2025 basically by himself with little to no marketing budget. What an absolute legend. Absolute legend. And we're going to get into this video why I believe Schedule 1 might actually cause a ripple effect that will change the whole gaming industry for the better. Because make no mistake about it, these companies, these big corporations have had a monopoly over the market. Now, the gaming industry is massive. It's $1 billion industry, right? But when you break it down into subsections, a lot of sub niches have actually been monopolized. Football, for example, or soccer for those of you in the States, right? Monopolized by EA, Electronic Arts. No one makes a football game like EA Sports, so they monopolize the market with FIFA. Same with basketball and 2K. Same with shooter games, like Call of Duty's monopolized it. At least back in the day with Xbox's Halo, they had some sort of competition. Nowadays, Call of Duty have no competition for console shooter games. I know CSGO and etc. exists, right? But that's more PC. I'm talking for console for this example. But loads of games, very little to no competition. And that is why they're able to take liberties. I studied economics in college, right? And one of the biggest inefficiencies was a lack of competition because it meant you had no reason to innovate. If no one was sneaking up on your shoulder, you had no reason to change anything because you know, even if you released a garbage product, customers were still going to buy it. And that was the case. They literally had inelastic demand. Like, FIFA were releasing a rubbish product year on year on year, and people were buying it year on year on year. And that's the case for all of these video games. When's the last time you've actually seen a big company release a good video game? I honestly can't think of it. Warzone was the last good thing that Call of Duty did. The last good FIFA was like FIFA 18, and even that's pushing it. The last good NBA 2K was like NBA 2K 18, 19 even. So these companies don't release any good games anymore. And there's no reason they shouldn't. They've got multi-million-dollar budgets. They've got thousands, if not tens of thousands of employees. There's no reason they don't produce good games other than greed and lack of care for their craft. And now this guy's come in, Tyler, who's released Schedule 1, which in my opinion is the best game of 2025. Feel free to disagree in the comments. If not the best game of the decade so far, in my opinion. Because what this game does, and let me touch on Schedule 1 a little bit in case those of you don't know. Basically, the premise of Schedule 1 is you are a dealer. Let's put it like that. Everyone can insinuate what I'm trying to say. I just don't want YouTube to have any problems with it, right? And you're dealing different substances. And through that, you obviously meet different customers and you can develop different strains. And each customer has a different affinity to a different strain. And you can at the same time build up your customer base. You can build up dealers who can do a lot of the selling for you and keep a commission. But you can also automate the process by hiring staff. It's a beautifully crafted game, honestly. And the man himself, I believe through Steam, has generated $25 million in revenue. $25 million of revenue by himself. And the guy's still doing live streams talking about how to improve the game. What a legend. I mean, best believe with $25 million, he could ride into the sunset, have enough money for himself, his family, his future grandkids to live off for the rest of their lives. But he's still doing live streams how to improve the game. And if he walked off today and never made the improvement to Schedule 1, I will not begrudge him 1 second for that. Not one bit. Because he's made enough money and he's released the game. But he's still making live streams to improve the game. That is the type of people we need in the industry. And not just gaming, any industry. You need people that are disruptors. And that's not me hating the big corporations, by the way. I think it's good to have big corporations because at the end of the day, right, they have budgets, they have big teams, they can produce the best possible games. They've proven it with GTA. That is an amazing game, GTA 5. And I have no doubt GTA 6 will also be good. I'm just being a bit, to be honest, pissed off with the fact they've taken decades to release a new game, right? Like I've got beard now. I'm an old man. I was in middle school, like when GTA 5 released. I was a little kid. I had not even hit puberty yet. Now I'm a grown man with a beard and the game still hasn't released GTA 6, right? But that's neither here nor there. The point is, I want the big companies in the field because they produce the best quality games overall, or at least they have the capacity to. But you need disruptors. You need games like Schedule 1, and we've had it before, like Fortnite from Epic Games. Obviously, Epic Games is not a tiny company, right? But no one had really heard of Epic Games before Fortnite came out. Fortnite came out as a free-to-play game and disrupted the whole market. Same thing kind of with Rocket League as well. That came out of nowhere. So every 3 to 5 years, you do get a disruptive game that comes in and kind of dislodges the whole market from what we expect. But it doesn't happen frequently enough. But hopefully Schedule 1 can be a bit of a trailblazer and a bit of a catalyst for more of these indie one-man dev teams to actually build good quality games. Because best believe the Schedule 1 guy did not sit there and have $1 million marketing budget. What he did do is create an amazing product. Obviously probably gave it to a few people for free, probably maybe reached out to a few creators to make some games on it. And then it spread like wildfire. And this is the case nowadays. And this is why it should be very exciting for people in the gaming industry, because with the fact AI's come in now, you don't need to be an elite level coder to make a good game nowadays. You have to have some level of coding experience, and then AI fills in the gap for you to basically help you along the way. So you've got AI to help make the good game. Then with marketing, you don't need $1 million marketing budgets anymore, like these big corporations have. All you do is release some gameplay, make a good quality game, and then it will spread like wildfire on TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, etc. Best believe that the gaming community is massive. If you make a good quality game, these guys will yearn for it. They will absolutely spread that game like wildfire all over TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, etc., Facebook even. So just make a good quality game and let the marketing take care of itself. And that is big because Schedule 1 by itself will not disrupt the whole industry. Make no mistake about it. If there's one Schedule 1 every year, the big companies won't really be sitting there quivering in their boots. But if you start to have 4 or 5 Schedule 1 type of games from these solo or small team developers, then suddenly the big companies are thinking, hang on a minute, these small teams are catching up to us. They're making good quality games and they're making multi-million dollars selling these. Sales start to go down for Call of Duty. Sales start to go down for FIFA, for NBA 2K. What we need is we need more indie type games for different niches. Like if someone made a Schedule 1 type game around football, soccer, around basketball, around first person shooting, etc., around Call of Duty type shooting, and it was actually good quality like Schedule 1, suddenly these big corporations are thinking, damn, we've got to up our games. And that's all I want. Like I said at the top of this video, I'm not a massive gamer, right? And I don't have anything against the big corporations, but they need genuine competition. Like it's gone too long. It's been a decade, in my opinion, since FIFA/EA Sports and 2K have released a good quality game. And I give those two examples because I used to love playing FIFA and I used to love playing NBA 2K. Those were my two like favorite games when I was younger, like I'm talking 12, 13 years old. Then I moved on to more Call of Duty, etc. GTA when I got a little bit older. My parents didn't let me have GTA until I was like 15, 16. So I kind of missed out on the heyday, but that's neither here nor there. The point is, right, I want more of these type of indie sort of game developers in different subset niches because then you can really take over. Schedule 1 by itself is in its own niche. It's in like the dealing niche. It's not really competing with any big corporations. It's more just a really good game people want to play. But if you have more of these type of games in those subset niches, like if someone made another version of FIFA that was genuinely good, didn't rely on in-game transactions, was actually good quality gameplay, etc., had like an open world sort of FIFA version, blending it with GTA, for example, and it was good quality and released on console and PC, suddenly EA Sports are sitting there thinking, damn, like our sales could tank. And best believe I would love to see EA Sports lose a considerable amount of sales on FIFA. Not because I hate the company, but because I want them to up their game. I know what they're capable of. These big companies can make elite level games. They can, they've got the budgets, they've got the team to do it, but they're not doing it because truthfully, they don't care. They would rather release a mediocre product because they know it will sell anyway. They've got no reason to make a good quality game. And that is the problem. Whereas people like Tyler, who makes $25 million in revenue off Schedule 1 and still does live streams talking about how he's going to add raids to the game, he's going to add new businesses, going to add a casino, you can buy that, for example. He's still talking about how he's going to improve the game when he's made $25 million in revenue. What an absolute legend. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section. Subscribe down below. What is your favorite game of this decade? In my opinions, I think Schedule 1 is up there as definitely the best game this year so far. And in my opinion, probably the best game this decade so far as well. It's an interesting shout, but I'm going to make it. I'll catch you in the next video as well. And actually watch the one right beside me because I talked about who would win, 100 humans or 1 gorilla. I'll see you right there.